Got some boring, old, ugly magazine pages that you don't know what to do with? Don't worry. With just a little bit of time, it could become this gorgeous, grungy envelope. Want to know how? Well, stay tuned. Hello to all my new subscribers. I am really feeling the love on this channel right now. Let's get started. Hello everyone, it's Helen from Journaling Planet, and today we're going to be using up our ugly magazine pages. I have quite a few because these craft magazines that I can buy in the UK, that I only buy because they come with so many free ink stamps that would cost me a fortune to buy them any other way. They're not that pretty and they're pretty flimsy paper. So I'm going to start immediately on this project by masterboarding all of my neutral scraps. I separate my neutral scraps from my coloured scraps. I count matte paper as neutral. I don't know why, I just do. And I'm going to masterboard these scraps all over this piece of paper. You can use any kind of junk mail, or you can use magazines, any kind, but I'll just say that the thicker the paper, the more difficult it will be to do the folding of the envelope later. So I've chosen the flimsiest piece of paper that I can find, and something that is not that inspiring to look at on its own right now, but we know by the end it will be. So without further ado, let me grab my trusty glue stick and let's get masterboarding. Okay, I have just zoomed out so that you can see the full picture of what it looks like right now. I spent quite a bit of time going down this centre seam and placing papers over it to essentially get rid of the fold, so I could use it as one big piece of paper. In my bitter experience with masterboards and even dry glue, I'm going to need to leave this to dry and set, because if I start cutting it up now or folding it, I'm going to get glue all over my nice scissors, and that's not going to make me very happy. It also just needs time to set so I can see if there's any sort of corners that are peeling up and such before I make any more moves on it. But I think if you're sitting there looking at this and thinking, well, that does not look like anything very special just yet, this is your reminder, and I do try and remind people often that halfway through a project, most of us have that terror of looking at something and going, this isn't going to be very good. But actually, by the end of the project, once we've built and built and built and worked on it, and I think this is true of almost any art form, it probably looks a real mess in the early stages and in the middle stages, but then by the end, you've put all the finishing touches to it and it looks great. So let me let this set. I'm going to put some laundry on and I'll be back shortly. I really am impressed by what a scrapbuster this project is. I mean, when you think about it, just an old piece of magazine and then scraps from past projects, that's all we've used so far. So it's all stuff that's just sitting, hopefully, in our stash. I've folded this into the sort of basic shape of an envelope by essentially folding inwards, folding up at the bottom and folding down at the top. Just wanted to make those folds quite clear so that I can do my cutting. So I sped that process up because I have actually used this on a couple of other tutorials. Specifically, if you go to my tutorial about upcycling an old calendar, you will see information there on how to cut an envelope this way. Before I do anything else, I just want to decide which is going to be the top flap and which is going to be the bottom flap. And I think I'm going to make this the top flap. The reason I need to do that before I go any further is that when the envelope opens, this bit will be visible. So I just want to cover this with some bits from my scrap box so that when it opens, it's got the same kind of collaged effect. I'm not going to do it all the way down, just to about here, which is the only bit that will be visible once the fold is in place. So let's have a quick go. What are you up to, Charlie? What are you up to? Okay, luckily I had a relatively large piece of matte paper, which will just allow me to fold over these pieces here. Bring this up and create an envelope, and that, of course, when it is opened, will now show the matte paper on the inside rather than the old magazine, which is what I want to kind of cover up overall. I don't want anyone to see that old magazine. I don't want them to ever guess this was an old magazine, though of course they may have their suspicions. I think I'm ready now to glue this in place. Although I would argue that yes, this already looks better than an old piece of magazine, I still think there's some way to go in making it look, you know, really cool. That said, however, I really want this project to be as much as possible about what people have in their stash, you know, not going out and spending loads on embellishments and things, easy as it would be to do that with a project like this. So I'm going to try and restrict myself to using just 2 colours of ink, black and blue, a few ink stamps and stencils, and some washi tape and some, I will do some distress ink just in case, but that's it. I don't want, so it's going to be inks and stamps and stencils. I don't really want to get involved with any kind of, you know, stickers or other kinds of embellishments. I want this to be the kind of project where you can look through what stamps and stencils you have, what inks you have. If, by the way, you don't have any inks, I know for a fact that Treasure Books has just recently done a brilliant tutorial on how to make inks out of things from your own kitchen, and I am going to link that in the description box. Maybe I'll get a bit of watercolour on here, I don't know yet, it just depends how it all pans out. So I'm going to start stamping and inking and throwing water around and see how it looks at the end. Okay, this is looking super grungy right now, and not only that, it is incredibly sturdy, which is the reason that I masterboarded over it with my scraps, because this now is going to really hold tight anything that I put in it. It's not going to tear when I open it. It's just so sturdy. Obviously, if you've got slightly thicker magazine pages, then you could just gesso over that and start with your stamping and your stenciling and your washi tape. You don't have to do the masterboarding process, but I've found in this instance it's made it a much sturdier envelope, and it is really difficult for me to believe that something like this, which would look great in any junk journal, came from something kind of like this. Again, I just don't think people would know that the origin story of this envelope, to put it in superhero terms. Obviously, I could have kept going with this and built the layers, but I feel sometimes there's a point with a project where you have to say this is done, otherwise you'd never finish a project. I'm enjoying the washi tape, I'm enjoying the stamps and the stencils and the inks, and I did only use 2 inks and 1 washi tape, and I think that this is a very decent result for that, especially considering it literally came out of an old magazine. And what I would do with this is I would just put a paper clip at the top and have it as a floating pocket, partly because I might decide that I want to turn it around and keep the flap hidden. And so I've got that luxury. If I glue this side in, firstly, there's no point in actually embellishing this side. And secondly, it never gives me the option to turn that around and have that side facing, and maybe add another layer on top of this, paper clip something else to the front of it. So by keeping it a floating pocket, it just gives me a few more options. But I'm really, really thrilled with how this has come out. And I'm actually looking forward to trying this with a few more pages and seeing some of the different colour schemes and scraps that I can use whilst making these envelopes. That's it for today's tutorial. I hope you've really enjoyed it. Thank you again so much for all the comments, all the subscribes, all the likes. It's just been very overwhelming in the last week, which is wonderful because, as many of you know, my husband is managing a cancer diagnosis, and this is very much a way of me reaching out at times when I can't really leave the house, because I'm here at home supporting him and making sure that he's safe and well. So thank you so much for all the community that has come forward in the last week or so. Words really cannot express how much it means to me. I hope you enjoyed this, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.